Man, that show last night was awesome. Chevelle, Asking Alexandria, Dead Poet Society. I rushed around the venue. We got a guitar signed by Asking Alexandria and then also the vocalist of Dead Poet Society. For some reason, I keep wanting to call him Jake, but I believe it's Jack. And he has this super cool German last name that's like extremely long. Jack Underkofler. Is that how you say it? Jack Underkofler? Something like that. Yeah, that's him. Jack from Dead Poet Society. I feel so bad because last minute we were like, yeah, maybe we should do an interview with the lead singer of Dead Poet Society just because they've been nothing but nice to us so far. Let's go ahead and do it. And I chatted with him on the Spud Keen's bench prior to the show at the Mountain America Center. And it was a fun time. So, yeah, I'll get that posted on our K-Bear 101 RMG YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. My interview with Bert Kreischer is on there. My interview with Chad Gray is on there. Done a lot of interviews as of late, and I can't really complain about that. It's one of my favorite things to do. I don't know if it's at all entertaining. Let me know if it is at 208-535-1015. If you want to get a hold of me, you can at that number as well. I believe later on this afternoon, I'll give away some more tickets for Bert Kreischer live at the Mountain America Center this Friday. That's going to be one heck of a show. Also this Friday, Mudvayne, Static X, and Vended. We already gave away all of our tickets for that show. And, yeah, that's going to be it's going to be a doozy of a Friday. I'm already anticipating it, you know? One of those days where we're going to be all over the place again. Like we just went through a full-on show day yesterday, and Viktor earlier today was like, make sure to email these guys and all of that. And I'm just like, oh, we got to do it again this Friday. I got to run around, get stuff signed, get to where we need to be. Thank you to those that said hello to me yesterday. I did appreciate me walking around with my girlfriend, and multiple people yelled out, oh, look, Peaches finally has a pal. There we go. And I, of course, saw all the random pictures of me in the venue. You know, it's always that fun thing to spot big old Peaches at the Mountain America Center. You get a picture of my head above the entire crowd. And like I mentioned before, all three bands were absolutely fantastic last night. Really looking forward to this Friday. And then also next Friday with In This Moment, Dayseeker, The Funeral Portrait, and Dead at the Mountain America Center as well. 3 shows real fast, and then nothing afterwards, which might feel good in the beginning to be like, oh, there's a nice break, but then we'll have that dead time where there's nothing, no new music, no anything, and it's going to suck. Really, it always sucks every year, and you so look forward to what's coming next, you know? Anyway, Peach's Pit Party will continue here in just a few on K-Bear 101. We talked about this earlier on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem that Nine Inch Nails announced their Peel It Back tour for 2026 with this band called Boys Noise. And yeah, like Viktor said, it looks like it's the exact same dates as before. They just decided to go again at it, I think. Maybe. They're going from Anaheim, California to Salt Lake City 3 days later. They're going to be at the Delta Center on Friday the 13th, Friday, March 13th. I did get that show posted on our concert calendar. I made sure that our concert calendar is up to date, already getting shows for 2026, and it's only going to get, we're only going to get more announcements, we'll get a lot more announcements for 2026 shows in the coming months. So once everything gets announced, or once we get more and more announced, I'll keep updating the concert calendar, always available to you at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. Speaking of updating the concert calendar, Ghost right there, they're going to be at the Delta Center as well, same as Nine Inch Nails, but they'll be there. Ghost will be at the Delta Center on February 10th. Nine Inch Nails will be there Friday, March 13th. Earlier on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, we also talked about just now since it's October 1st, we can do 31 days of horror movies. And so I asked ChatGPT to give me a list of 31 different horror movies, and not just any horror movies, like give me the scariest ones you could think of. Maybe I should, I don't know, take some out, add some in that are scarier for what I've heard from that are pretty scary. I haven't seen many of these on this list, but maybe once I finalize a list, I'll share it on the K-Bear 101 Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, etc. So people can also suggest other movies to watch. I don't know. I feel like it's going to start off okay for this 31 days in a row of horror movies. And then once I reach like day 3, day 4, day 5, that's when it's really going to suck. And now all of a sudden I just give up on it, you know? To watch a horror movie a night. Tonight we might not even have time to. I'm helping my girlfriend's family move something, and then we're just going to hang out at her parents' place. So by the time I get back to my place, it'll probably be way too late, and I don't want to stay up for the next 2 hours watching a terrifying movie to then fall asleep afterwards too, you know? I really don't want to watch the 1973 Exorcist and then try to fall asleep afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll get that list posted eventually on our socials at KBear 101 FM. Me personally, I didn't realize there are some businesses out there that still have employees working from home. I mean, it only really makes sense if you live in a place like Los Angeles and you don't necessarily want to drive for an hour and a half to the office because traffic is so bad and all of that stuff. You'd much rather just stay home, get your work done, only leave the house when you want to type of thing. Meanwhile, I've been driving to and from work for the past 4.5 years, and I don't plan on stopping. I would hate to do a show from home, be stuck in my crappy apartment. You would hear the upstairs neighbors stomping while I'm doing the afternoon show. You'd probably hear their dog bark too. There are some weird noises that pop up in the background from time to time when I'm doing this show here in studio, but nothing compared to my terrible apartment. But I love how this was one of the solutions for trying to lure people back into the office. You know, they offices, management at different companies across the country who still have employees mostly working from home have tried doing things like, hey, we just got a brand new vending machine for the break room. Maybe you should come to the office. Now I'm seeing here there's this whole trend about shoe-free workplaces. That's another solution for them trying to get their employees to come back. Like, hey, you're more than welcome to take your shoes off in the office. Work in your socks, slippers. You can even walk around barefoot. I can only imagine doing that here. That'd be so weird, so dumb. Just see people walking around barefoot for no reason. I'm glad I get to drive to work, you know, but again, if I were living in LA and having to do this radio show, I would be complaining about the traffic every single time. Well, if I did mornings, there would be nobody out on the road. The drive back wouldn't be that bad because you'd be off around like 11 a.m., noon. Wouldn't be too bad. But working the shift that I do now where I'm off around 5 every day and I have to battle the traffic, it's a nightmare here, let alone trying to do that in Los Angeles. If the New York Yankees beat the Boston Red Sox and advance to face the Toronto Blue Jays in the division series, the team wants to make sure that no Canadian fans will be able to make games 3 or 4 in that series. The team has restricted ticket sales for those potential games only to residents of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. A Yankees rep told the CBC News that the policy is meant to fight ticket scalping. The Seattle Mariners have made the baseball playoffs, and depending on how things unfold, the baseball home games could shift the starting time of multiple Seattle Seahawks regular season home games. During a recent interview, Seahawks coach Mike Macdonald said he has no problem with it and went so far as to describe the situation as kind of great, that they might be forced to change things up. This Sunday's game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could be delayed by anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 hours. I don't know how you say this name. Kirill Kaprizov. Kirill Kaprizov is now the NHL's highest paid player after signing an 8-year, $136 million extension with the Minnesota Wild. That's $17 million a year for Kirill the Thrill. Kirill the Thrill. Is that how you say his name? More than any player in league history. The deal kicks in next season and keeps Kaprizov in Minnesota through 2034, solidifying him as the face of the franchise. I wish I could sign a contract like that with the radio stations. That would be the face of the rock station. I don't know. Anyway, that does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. As we talked about earlier, doing the whole Halloween, October, the whole month of October, each night of October, you watch a different horror movie. And I forgot about this list that The Hollywood Reporter released a couple months back, I think back in July. Yeah, it says right there, July 23rd. Hollywood Reporter decided to list off the 25 best horror movies of the 21st century. Now, let's see if their list is anything like Rolling Stone, where they have the worst list ever. Alrighty, I'm already looking at the top 3, and I don't think number 2 is really a horror movie, more so a thriller. Nothing really scary about it. I mean, it's slightly unnerving, if that's the right word. It makes you feel uneasy. I don't know. Top 5. Let's go ahead and just start there. Number 5, The Host. It looks like, oh, okay, it was made by the same dude who did Parasite. It's a Korean horror movie called The Host. Came out in 2006. That's number 5. I'll gladly watch something like that. Number 4, The Babadook. Haven't seen that one. Maybe I should put it on that Halloween spooky movie list. Viktor and I talked about this particular movie on the Noon Hour of Madness and Mayhem. Let the Right One In, the Swedish vampire movie. And this is the one that I was talking about at number 2. Not really all that scary. Get Out. Jordan Peele's, movie from 2017. It's somewhat, I don't know. It's both terrifying and hilarious, is what they say here. And I got to say, it's not necessarily all that scary. It's just kind of like a thriller movie, But number 1, Under the Skin. Another movie I have not seen. What are the reviews like for Under the Skin? What's that movie all about? If Hollywood Reporter is saying this is the best horror movie of the 21st century, it better have some high reviews here. 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Stars Scarlett Johansson. I like her character name. It just says The Female. Adam Pearson is Deformed Man. Disguising itself as a human female, an extraterrestrial drives around Scotland, attempting to lure unsuspecting men into her van. Once there, she seduces and sends them into another dimension where they are nothing more than meat. All right. I'll add this to the list. Maybe I should make this today's To Peach Their Own question. What is the scariest movie you have ever seen? Oh, it's an A24 movie, so it might be pretty boring. Or it might be, you know how A24 movies are? There's always that one film nerd that adores these types of movies, and I'm not going to name names. I just know his name rhymes with Wictorvilt. Well, Fat Bear Week is already over, and we have a winner. Bear 32, also known as Chunk, won the competition with a record number of votes. Chunk was a resilient bear known for his broken jaw. He defeated Bear 856 in the final round to claim the title. This dude became the fattest bear of them all, and he had a broken jaw. Kind of reminds me of the whole Kurt Angle shtick. Got an Olympic gold medal with a broken neck. That whole thing. Shout out to Chunk. That's funny. I wonder if these bears, I wonder what bears honestly think if they know they're in a competition to see who can become the fattest, who can become the chubby champ. Imagine if that was a thing from high school to when you're an adult. See who becomes the fattest. Out of all the people in your graduating class, who is the person that gained the most weight? I would honestly, unfortunately, win that title for my graduating class of 2014 of Ocean View High School. As part of our K-Bear Rockin' Halloween, haunted by Jew City Vapor, Spirit from Ghost right there. Why not play a Halloween music bed for those listening to the live show? Zombie party behind me. Anyway, this Friday, we are going to be, either Viktor or myself are going to be at Wackerly Auto Center from noon to 2. giving away your chance to win a pair of haunted passports. These things are really cool. They're sitting right here next to me. They're shaped like a coffin. On the back side, it says Idaho's Haunted Hospital. You got Lost Souls Attractions, the Haunted Mill, and Slaughter's Realm. 4 haunted attractions that you can go to for free if you win the haunted passport. Now, before I was saying, like, if you're the first 5 people to show up, you win these. No, you just show up, get your name in the drawing, and then we'll draw winners after that. Each 5 people getting, each 5 winners gets a haunted passport for themselves as well as for a +1, so that way you don't go through the whole haunted attraction or any one of these haunted attractions alone. Again, that's Idaho's Haunted Hospital. Where is this one located? Is it St. Anthony? Lost Souls Attractions in Shelley, the Haunted Mill in Teton, Slaughter's Realm in Blackfoot. Those are the 4 that you can potentially go to for free if you go see either Viktor or me at Wackerly Auto Center in Idaho Falls this Friday from noon to 2. It is going to be an extremely busy week, an extremely busy next couple of weeks, I should say. I mean, it's been a busy week so far this week, with last night being Chevelle asking Alexandria Dead Poet Society. People always like to make fun of the fact that I oftentimes talk about how I have to run around the venue, go to all these different shows, but people don't realize that I have to be there way early, do an interview or 2, get the guitar signed, run to these different tour managers, try to coordinate a whole bunch of stuff. They think I'm just showing up going, I'm just forced to go to these concerts. That's not the case whatsoever. There's tons of stuff involved, making sure all of our winners have their tickets and are properly going to make it into the venue, that type of thing. Anyway, that was just my thing because, I was talking about that with my friends last night or a couple nights ago where I was like, yeah, last night was show 2 of 4 that I'll be going to. And I went to the Hollywood Undead show to interview Hollywood Undead, make sure I got the whole thing ready to go for our YouTube channel. Then last night, Chevelle asking Alexandria Dead Poet Society, had to coordinate a guitar signing and all that stuff with that. And then this Friday, of course, back at it again, this time in Pocatello at the Portneuf Health Trust Amphitheater. Mudvayne, Static X, and Vended to be exact. And then next Friday, that band that I just played in this moment, they're going to be at the Mountain America Center with Dayseeker, The Funeral Portrait, and Dead. That is going to be one fantastic show. Looking forward to it. Again, all those shows are on our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. Let's continue with our K-Bear Rockin' Halloween, haunted by Jew City Vapor, promising you 2 Halloweenish tracks every hour. This is Rob Zombie, House of 1,000 Corpses. Earlier, I was talking about the many shows that are coming to the area, and if you see a tiny little girl, not Viktor, if you see a tiny little girl following me around, the chances are that is the Maddie Kid, a.k.a. Mad Dog, the marketing assistant from across the hall. I usually have to make sure she gets to where she needs to go when it comes to shooting pictures for the shows, and she did a fantastic job, way better than I ever could. When it comes to the photos from last night's concert at the Mountain America Center, she showed me what she had for she showed me what she had for Dead Poet Society so far. They turned out great. I cannot wait to see the Asking Alexandria and Chevelle photos. We'll be getting those up on our socials at KBear101 FM. I'm hoping that also I have time in the near future to upload the interview with Jack Underkofler. Is that how you say his last name? I tried doing my best German accent. Jack Underkofler. Going to try my best to get that interview up with him. He's the lead singer of Dead Poet Society. I was glad to see a whole bunch of people came for the openers. It always does suck to see when people just show up to a concert only for the headliner, or they show up for like the one main opener and then they leave before the headliner gets on stage. I never understood why you would choose to go to a concert and then just miss the whole big band of the show, or miss the biggest band on the bill, that type of thing. Like, give your ticket to somebody who will go the entire time. But Dead Poet Society was awesome. Really. They were truly, truly awesome. And I was glad to see a whole bunch of people talking about how great they were on Facebook. So, yeah, shout out to them, Dead Poet Society. They were extremely nice dudes, too. Really, really nice. Asking Alexandria was, too. I mean, didn't get the chance to talk to Chevelle, but maybe they're nice. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Follow our socials at KBear101FM. Costco said, let's skip Halloween and Thanksgiving, go right to Christmas. Was reading here about their new advent calendar, the Lindt. How do you say? Is it Lindt? Lindt, the Lindt chocolate advent calendar. It's 5 feet tall, about the same height as Viktor, priced at almost to $200. It's $189. It's a human-sized calendar packed with 24 full-sized Lindt chocolates, including truffles, bars, even the gold bear in a holiday sweater. What is the gold bear in a holiday sweater? Again, the Costco cult following is real. They plugged the Costco Hot Finds Instagram page, and it's literally a woman with 3.2 million followers. Says right there on her bio, not affiliated with Costco, your Costco support group, mom and Costco addict. So you're telling me if Costco wasn't real, this lady would have no personality whatsoever? I'm scrolling her Instagram. Yeah, it's literally all Costco products. I bet the Costco she goes to, I bet those staff members hate her. She's just trying her absolute best to get anything that she can, any content that she can. She's walking around the store with her phone out, recording everything. This right here is what you need to get. The XL towel warmer at Costco. Should I play the audio of one of her videos? Let's see what she has to say here.
Towel warmer at Costco, and this one is extra large. So I was thinking you could put your towel and pajamas in it. It's foldable, and although this is definitely a luxury item, there's nothing like getting out of the bath or shower during the cold months to a nice warm towel.
That's how you know you have a lot of money, to be quite honest, is if you have a towel warmer. Costs $100, and you have a towel warmer right there on the bathroom counter. You know, I don't even turn the heat on ever in the winter time, only because I don't want my bill to skyrocket, you know? And for the most part, I'll be spending time in my room with my computer, and the computer warms up, and that'll be nice. It'll be like a little miniature heater, right? But to have not only the heat on, but also have a towel warmer, you must be pretty well off. Anyway, I just keep every time Costco gets mentioned, I want to point out the cult following that store has. With a lady like this, without Costco, this lady would not have 3.2 million followers. This one is called Yawn-pocalypse. A British woman lucky to be alive after she was nearly taken out by a big yawn. Haley Black, she's a 36-year-old woman. She had just woken up to feed her baby when she saw her daughter yawn and instinctively did the same, right? But that's when she felt what she described as an electric shock just shoot through her body. Her arm froze midair, and she knew something was seriously wrong. So her husband quickly called for an ambulance, and she was rushed to the hospital. Doctors were baffled at first. Scans didn't show much until they looked at her neck. That's when they discovered that 2 bones in her spine had shot forward into her spinal cord, all from the force of a yawn. She was essentially paralyzed. Thankfully, emergency surgery saved her life, but the ordeal left her with permanent nerve damage, a scar on her throat, and 6 months in a wheelchair. Even today, Haley says she can't yawn without fear. And she's going to blame that kid. You're the one who did this. As soon as the daughter's older, you're the reason why. You yawned first and cost me this. We had one of those, I think this is the first case of a police officer pulling over a driverless vehicle. Maybe we could save this question for traffic school powered by the advocates. What's going to happen when those Waymo taxis make their way to East Idaho? Boy, oh boy, can I not wait for that. And I say that sarcastically. I know for a fact once we get those driverless vehicles here in Idaho, it's going to be pure chaos on the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group page. Did anyone else get cut off by the Waymo taxi? Did anyone else see it? We'll get people throwing tomatoes at it. You know, the San Bruno Police Department, they wrote a variety of different social media posts about this because they pulled over a Waymo taxi after it made an illegal U-turn, only to find, there's no driver behind the wheel, so there's no one to ticket. What are they going to do? Send the ticket to the Waymo headquarters and say, hey, this is your responsibility? Officers stopped the vehicle but declined to write a ticket as their citation books don't have a box for robot. Is that going to be a thing in the future? Going back to the whole East Idaho complaining thing. I mean, every single summer, There's wasn't it like a couple summers ago when it all started, when there was multiple people complaining about the bird scooters around downtown Idaho Falls? And then there was that one guy who got sent to jail because he was just throwing them in the river like an idiot. I can only imagine. We keep making technological advances. Bring driverless vehicles to East Idaho. It's turning into California out here. Anyway, 3 days grace now. Apologies on Peach's Pit Party. It's K-Bear 101. Oftentimes I make that same joke about, hey, if you want to save money, just take the stuff from the store and leave. Obviously don't shoplift. It's against the law. But if you want more illegal financial advice, if you ever go on a toll road and you don't necessarily want to pay the toll, just use a pair of socks to block your license plate. That's what this Jersey City man did. He allegedly racked up more than $18,000 in unpaid tolls, but he finally got arrested. Police saw the socks and were like, hey, that's the guy. We got to get him. I mean, it's a smart move, really. Those cameras are quite annoying, too. I think I've talked about this story before on the air about how there was this particular camera at this intersection, and if you didn't do a full-on complete stop for like 10 seconds, the camera would go off, and then sure enough, you would get the ticket in the mail. So everybody in my neighborhood would cut through the Burger King parking lot and almost run customers over as they're trying to get to their cars because they don't necessarily want to deal with that camera. Hopefully that camera's been fixed by now. I now give it a particular signal with my hand every single time that I see it, even when I go ahead and visit back home. I will never forget what that camera has gotten of me. On the K-Bear 101 Facebook page, I asked the question already to Peach their own. What is the scariest horror movie you have ever seen? And, well, loyal listener Stuart, who was at the Chevelle show, said hi to us last night. He wrote Event Horizon, which I have seen multiple clips of online. I immediately added it to my list of 31 days of horror movies for October. Yeah, I don't know if I'll watch that one tonight. I don't necessarily know if I'll be able to even watch a movie tonight. I definitely want to, so that way I can actually do the 31 days of horror movies, but we'll see how my October looks. I mean, this Friday, that plan is already pretty much spoiled because I have a whole concert to go to, and I'm not going to come home after the show in Pocatello and be like, all right, time for a movie, and then end the movie at 1 a.m. No, thank you. Not doing that at all. All right. But so what is the scariest horror movie you have ever seen? Let me know at 208-535-1015 for to Peach their own. I just realized most likely everybody was either at the Chevelle show in Idaho Falls last night or they were down in Salt Lake City at the Bring Me the Horizon Motionless in White show. So we'll see if I get any callers at all for today's To Peach Their Own question. What is the scariest horror movie you have ever seen? I did mention Stuart's answer with Event Horizon. Added that to my list here. The Ritual. Now I've seen. If I think I know which one he's talking about. Okay, yeah, it is that a movie that I think I've seen it on Netflix already back when it first came out. It has one of the most haunting scenes ever with this crazy creature. It's awesome though. I mean, maybe I should add this to the list just to revisit it. I don't know. I was thinking ever since I played Indiana Jones and I think it's called In the Great Circle, and Tony Todd is in that game and he's the giant. I've been meaning to watch Tony Todd movies, and somebody did say they watched The Candyman, and that is the scariest horror movie that they have ever seen, and I'll have to add that one to the list as well. I'll put that there. Candyman at number second. Really, did I just say that? At number second, at number 2, what is the scariest horror movie you have ever seen? Let me know at 208-535-1015. Day Seeker on Peach's Pit Party. Now, I was diving deep into a wide variety of lists. I was just looking up scariest movies ever made. And, well, Variety decided to put out their list of the best horror movies of all time. And I would love to see most of these classics that they have on this list and really see if they stand the test of time. Rosemary's Baby from 1968. They have that at number 5. Does it really stand the test of time? Number 4 is Jaws from 1975. Does Jaws still stand the test of time? I've seen the Jaws shark bot at Universal Studios countless times. Psycho, another one at number 3. Does that still stand the test of time? They got The Exorcist from 1973 at number 2. And then at number 1, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. And I still need to see the original. I saw the recent one that they made from, what year was it? 2022, where Leatherface is, he's in some sort of small town, and he goes on a bus at one point in the movie, and he massacres everybody. And they're on Instagram Live, some of the students showing off the other students getting massacred, and the comments are hilarious. It's like fake, dumb. It's just like if Leatherface was in the modern era, what would it look like? And the movie overall was, not all that great, but I still need to see the original. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. I'll continue my list here of the scariest horror movies, so that way this October it's going to look stacked with all the horror movies that I want to see to celebrate the spoopy season. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.